John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by John Peterson and Gordy Young in association with John and Gordy Productions, Civic Media, and your Uncle Steve. Side effects may include nausea, uncontrollable laughter, and the desire to throw your radio into Lake Mendota. Now, here they are, John and Gordy. We're sorry.
Give Sam a call first because he'll be out there trying to take it out of the lake.
Yeah, he'll salvage it and fix it.
I thought you were going to say
it up.
I'll be out there with my sailboat
to
try and catch it.
That's right. Yeah, your styrofoam?
Yeah.
Sailboat.
You've almost got my table radio fixed. Just needs
That's
a couple
right.
of tubes, right?
I think so, yeah.
The rectifier.
I didn't know that was your radio.
Coming in the mail today.
That's your radio?
Yes.
Oh.
Did it just appear here, John?
Well, I thought maybe you purchased it or found it on the side of a sidewalk someplace where you normally find a lot of the things that you fix up.
I used to collect those old table radios, but none of them worked, you know. They were just for show.
Yeah.
And then I thought, and I'd gotten up to like having 10 or 12 of them. And then I didn't have any place to display them or put them on shelves or anything. So
Now you do.
Well, now I do, but now I got rid of all those other ones. I
Oh.
sold them at garage sales or whatever, and now I just have one, and I want to make that one work.
You never tried to learn to fix them up?
Oh, come on. No. I'm not a fixer-upper, electronic kind of guy with
I used to
soldering
try.
irons.
I did my best. I was afraid of soldering irons. So I didn't fix things well. You know, I put little knots in wires. Not a great idea. But
did you have the solder and the flux? Remember the flux?
Well, we did that in shop class.
Shop class, yeah.
Yeah. Why I didn't use it at home, I don't know. But I have this horror story that I'll tell you right now. I just saw this video, and it's these guys who like to go into abandoned homes.
Okay.
And they went into this abandoned home because no one else could get into it. It had kind of fallen into the basement. All right. So there was no way on the ground level to enter into this home. So they went in through the basement, really hard to get into that. And then they went up, into the main part of the house.
Yeah.
And it was occupied by an old man. He was the last person living there. And it was almost as if the guy just left the house. I mean, there were things on the kitchen table, setups and everything. And it was just amazing. But the part that just freaks me out, they went through the living room. This guy was an avid record collector.
Okay. A lot of vinyl there.
They had a lot of vinyl in his cabinets. And they didn't take any of it.
What?
There's nothing you can do. Take them out. It's not like you're stealing it from anybody.
Yeah.
And then they had these fantastic radios. These old radios, and it's just beautiful machines. And they just left everything there.
Really?
Yeah. And
why would they leave anything?
I don't know.
there?
These beautiful old radios and stereo. By the way, stereos and turntable. And this guy, listened to a lot of records. It was gorgeous.
Where did this all happen?
I don't know. I think it was in the United States. Two British guys go into these homes to investigate, especially the hard ones to get into. And they didn't take anything out, as far as I know.
Well, they're British,
What's wrong with them?
They've got good manners. They figured it's not theirs, better leave it alone. Plus, could be haunted,
That's even more fun. Fred had a haunted cabinet.
He did?
Yeah.
Fred?
Yeah, and he wanted to give it to me, and
You didn't want it?
nah, his wife didn't want him to give it away. But I thought, I'd love to have a haunted cabinet.
I still wonder who got Fred's toupee.
Yeah.
He passed. They have that on a mantle or something.
I know.
No?
But his wife says that he's still there.
Oh, what do you mean he's still there?
He communicates with her. He turns on. There was a dining room. He has one of those McMansions with a dining room, and the dining room lights go on and off. when she enters the room. It doesn't do it any other time. When she goes in there, it turns on and off and dims.
Okay.
And yeah.
That's creepy.
Well, the thing here is I was thinking about that. Maybe you inhabit your spirit somehow inhabits something that you put so much of yourself into, like a home.
Yeah.
He built this home. This is
did.
yeah.
Oh.
He designed it, had it built for him, and this was his baby, his design. So he was invested in this major league. So I'm thinking maybe he's still there. Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
That's very creepy.
Yes.
We'll have to get Todd Michaels in one of these days, the ghost hunter dude.
We're gonna have to do that. Yeah.
Talk about some of these ghost stories.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
All
let's check the weather for today.
A little aside there. I'm sorry about that.
That's
but
okay.
I was thinking about these radios and albums. And thinking, how could you leave these things behind?
Well,
old,
you're right.
Old TV set.
Oh, I know.
Man.
I know. They're hard to
Console.
find now.
Yeah.
And if you fix them up right, they can work again.
That's right. Like your
My little
radio
table
here
radio.
that's
Yeah.
not working.
Well, it's sort of working, but not.
You need to hit it just right.
I think it's the tuning fins. Those
tuning fins.
There's something accumulated on those tuning fins, and that's what creates a static. How could I be wrong about that?
I asked you guys yesterday, do you know how a radio works? And neither of you could tell me the answer.
No.
Well, that's what I thought when
That's
I was
why we have
fixing my
engineers.
radio. Way back when. Yeah. And when I was, 12 or 13, I was fixing these radios just like you with the tubes and everything.
Yeah.
Burnt myself a lot. But I always thought it was the tuning fins.
I'll be sure to check those just for you, John.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's get to the weather for today.
Here we
It's
go.
7 degrees currently, and let's check the afternoon high. We got the roulette wheel standing by there.
That's
Rolled
right.
in marble.
It was noticeably warmer this morning.
Yeah.
I wasn't
it's-
hit by the wall of
But it's a
cold.
little breezy.
That's right.
24 for a high today.
Oh, that's
Black
excellent.
24. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun day out there. Driving around, looking at the blowing, light dusting of snow.
Right.
Just blowing around the streets. It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that this morning. We'll talk to Brittany Merlot in a little while. This portion of the John and Gordy Morning Show is brought to you by Verlo Mattress, where you can sleep better and dream bigger on a handcrafted Verlo mattress. Check them out on Madison's east side or west side, or just go to verlo.com.
Boy, I got to say, if you really want a thrill,
Yeah.
watch us on YouTube, Facebook,
Why?
X.
Why? What's happening?
It looks great this morning.
Your lighting still makes you look a little bit pale.
No, that's just the way I look. I gave up on that.
Okay.
I looked in the mirror and, oh, my God, that's true. That's how it looks. But look at that. It's perfect.
It is. It's nice.
How did you do that? Sam, that's fantastic.
It's the magic of the camera.
Great work.
Okay. National Day calendar.
I'm sorry to get in your way.
It's all good. Is it or is it not? Library Shelfie Day, National Polka Dot Day, National Blonde Brownie Day, or National Knock Knock Joke Day. Which day is it not?
It's not Knock Knock Joke Day today.
You're right, it isn't. It was an easy one today. Library Shelfie Day, the fourth Wednesday in January. That's today. Boy, January's just moving along. This is for book lovers. Some collectors of books tend to arrange their collections so their spines can be admired pleasantly. Do you have a lot of books at home, John, on the bookshelf?
You know I don't.
Others have systems of organization that result in an alternative art form. However, our books are organized on the shelf. They are meant to be photographed and shared on social media.
Wow, there you go.
I've got a couple of bookshelves. I should do that.
You know,
Take
my
some
wife
pictures of them.
does have bookshelves. Yeah. We even have them in the living room. Those hardcover, gorgeous books.
Right,
She was in that club, and she was getting all these classics. And it looks fantastic. It looks like we really invested a lot of time in reading books.
Well, she would probably appreciate Library Shelfie Day then today.
Oh, yes.
You can arrange those books by color, by height, by width, by book titles. Stack the books artistically. You can place them in the order in which they were read. Come on. Or display a biography-only shelf.
My wife is a
by
writer.
subject.
So
Yes.
she has a lot of books
Ton of
on her
books.
bookshelves
Yes,
in her
a lot.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does she read? I
Yes.
should hope if she's a writer.
She does read.
More than you, for sure.
And while she's angry, I haven't read her novels, so
You better get to it.
it's a sticking point.
Okay.
But yeah, she knows I don't read books. I don't have time for reading books.
Okay.
Wish I did.
Yeah. It's National Polka Dot Day.
I know no one cares.
Well, you
Please
don't
help
have
me.
to.
Please help me. It's a plea for help as well.
You don't have to be a part of Oprah's book club because she's not on the air anymore.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
right.
can just check out a book once in a while from the library.
All right. I always
kinda
get
what I
lost
do.
in the Blu-ray DVD section. So.
It's National Polka Dot Day. Who knew? None of us are wearing polka dots.
Oh, that's
today.
awful. Yeah, polka dots terrible. You don't want that.
Display your fashion sense today.
No.
Wear polka dots.
Oh yeah, that's fashion sense right there.
Okay. Yeah, we don't care about polka dots. Let's see. There was one more in here I wanted to mention. Let's see what that is. Hang on. Oh, National Blonde Brownie Day.
Yes, blonde brownies.
Now, I like blonde brownies.
I don't
you?
know what that is. It's less chocolatey
It's a
brownie.
brownie without chocolate, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Is it without chocolate or is it?
well, almost everyone knows, it says here, that a blonde brownie is similar to a chocolate brownie. In place of cocoa, bakers use brown sugar when making this delicious brownie. Oh, see, there is a
What?
difference. Going with
weird.
a little bit of a sweet tooth satisfying molasses flavor, it says here. Most people like to add some white chocolate or some chocolate chips to their blonde brownies.
Yeah.
Or other things like nuts or toffee or butterscotch. So have a blonde brownie today.
Blonde brownie sounds like
Blonde
like a gingerbread brownie or.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you would put molasses in it if you really wanted to make
Yes, you
it
could.
intense.
Yeah. Anything in the history books we want? Listen, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to move on with the show here.
We decide to ask now when
Seems
we're
like no
when
one
we're almost
cares.
all out of time. We can't get to the history right now.
Okay.
You just want to torture John, don't you? You want to drag this on as long as possible.
I feel so insignificant.
We'll be back with a couple of history things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, right after this.
Now she's afraid to come out of the water, and I wonder what she's gonna do. Now she's afraid to come out of the water, and the poor little girl's turning blue.
2, 3, 4, tell the people what she wore.
It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time.
much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you.
92.7 WMDX. John and Gordy in the morning.
And it is the 22nd day of January. What happened in the history books today?
Oh
Sam?
boy, do we got some stuff in the history books.
All
to
right,
talk
well, let's take a look at that
You want me to
stuff in
open
the
up the
history
about? Okay then.
All right, let's do that.
Today in 1973, the decision for Roe v. Wade was handed down by the Supreme Court. It was a pretty big case.
Momentous day.
Of course,
it was.
not in effect anymore.
No.
As of like
Right.
2.5, 3 years ago. But we still remember it on this day. Today in 1984, Apple released their, it was the Super Bowl on this day in 1984, and they aired their famous Macintosh ad during the
yes.
84 Super Bowl.
That
you
was
familiar?
where the person threw a big hammer through the
Through a TV screen.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
giant TV screen.
Right, and it ended with, you'll find out why 1984 isn't going to be like 1984
There you go.
because of the Apple Macintosh.
Yep.
Today in 1998, named Ted Kaczynski, ring a bell?
Sure.
The Unabomber.
Sure, yeah.
He today he pled
He
guilty.
did mornings over at Z104 for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Great guy, right?
Yeah.
He pled guilty to all of his bombings and was sentenced to 4 life terms on this day in 1998.
Surprised he didn't get a pardon.
Yeah. We got a couple birthdays. We played Sam Cooke coming in. What a Wonderful World, because it's his birthday today, 1935. And Grigory Rasputin, you know him?
Yes.
Rasputin.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but
Well, no. Brief us on who
so
he was.
before the Russian Revolution, early 1900s, Grigory he got uptight with the Russian Queen, Tsar Nicholas II's wife, because their son had I think it's called hemophilia, where your blood doesn't clot, and for whatever reason, he was able to keep her son healthy and alive. And he was also like this weird spiritual guy, and he just kind of like almost started a cult within the Russian monarchy. And a lot of the Russian nobles kind of hated him for that. They were getting really close with the Russian family, and so then they killed him.
Yeah.
But the story goes that he was so hard to kill, they got him drunk and they spiked his wine with poison. He didn't die from the poison, so then they beat him up and threw him in a river, and he was still alive for hours afterward, and he finally died like the next day. So, the legend of Rasputin.
I think it's Rasputin.
Rasputin.
But,
yeah.
could be
I'm
wrong.
not Russian.
Well, I'm not Russian either. We got plenty of time. Hey, now. Be here all week. Try the
Yeah.
veal. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just fantastic.
Okay. A little bit later on, we've got Boys to Men tickets to give away all this week.
What's our word going to be today?
Yeah.
We already used boys and we used
can't
men.
tell.
I
We
know
can't
what
tell.
I know what the word's
Oh,
going to be.
okay.
Should we do it now? No,
Can you?
I don't know. We could.
You have free will.
Kind of breaks the rules. Go ahead, man.
You want to do it later?
No, this is fantastic. Do it now.
Boys to Men's coming to the Wisconsin State Fair this August for a night of harmonious R&B. Hear classics like On Bended Knee by grabbing your tickets at wisconsinstatefair.com. It's actually wistatefair.com, withstatefair.com. Or you could win them from the John and Gordy Show all
Wow,
this
that's
week.
the way to do it.
The key word
Is what you're
it's
making
actually
that up?
2 words. State Fair. Okay?
okay.
State Fair. And you can enter the contest by texting us on the Civic Media app. That's free to download. You can text us right from that app. State Fair. And we will select a winner in the next half hour or so. And you can also call us, 608-879-8255. Text us there. Okay? Okay.
Very generous
Boys
of
to
you to
men.
do this early. So those early listeners, people
Yeah.
go to work early,
Right.
can
They'll have
get
a
in on the
chance.
contest as well.
Absolutely. A little bit later on, Mike McCabe will be here in our 7 o'clock hour. It's not that I'm ignoring anything you're saying. I'm just trying to push forward.
I'll
here.
just keep throwing stuff in, hoping something lands.
Mike McCabe
Yeah.
from Substack.
Yep.
Going to talk about artificial
AI,
intelligence.
yeah,
Intelligence.
You've even got a couple stories about AI.
It's as easy as baking a cake.
That's what he says. We'll find out why he says that.
Well, the big AI giants have met at the White House, and you got to wonder what that's all about, right? I mean, Trump has already kind of got every billionaire on board that owns social media to do his bidding and to gear people to his way of thinking. So we'll see how the AI giants, the big CEOs who are pushing AI, see what they're up to and see what they can be forced into.
They're the oligarchs, right?
Yes.
They're the new oligarchs.
You've got a story, I think, coming up later
do.
today about searching for certain political tags on social media now
Yes.
are blocked. The results are blocked, while other searches are not.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. They're doing that already, and I think
Yes.
AI can actually make that a lot easier to do. So there's a lot of things we can ask Mike McCabe about and run this stuff by him again. You know, he was talking so many months earlier about the government having put in guardrails
Right.
for the internet
Yes.
and how we missed that opportunity, that chance when the internet began.
Is it too late, though?
I
Can't we just put in guardrails now if
I think
everybody
we can.
got
A lot of
together?
people now know a little bit more about, the tubes, the series of tubes and the big dump truck that gathers all the information coming out of those tubes.
The internet is a series of tubes.
Oh, we got an early morning text here
Yeah.
from Doug.
It's an entry for Boys to Men.
Well, yes, we got that.
That's right.
we got
State
that.
Fair
Joe
is
Rogan, Alex Jones,
Yeah. And
real man.
Doug says today's fractured media is populated by men like Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, etc. When is civic media going to tap into this and promote John and Gordy based on their
That's what I've been saying.
their hyper masculinity?
This is what I've been saying. You got to start a masculine podcast.
Okay.
That's us.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
29 past the hour. Idiocracy right around the corner on John and Gordy in the morning.
They didn't quit, they wanted his head. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. And so they shot him till he was dead.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
Now listen, Grapehead. I'll explain it so even you can understand it.
You calling me a liar?
I ain't calling you a truther.
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Yes, Idiocracy. John and Gordy in the morning, where you can find toxic masculinity.
That's what we specialize in now. Sam was out there doing, what, a burpee?
A burpee, yeah.
Jumping jacks?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed John doing like lunges as he walked out of the studio.
I was doing lunges, yeah.
to the coffee machine, and I don't know.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, and the rule of thumb here is never do an exercise where you look really stupid. And burpees is that exercise.
Yeah. I asked John, however, if he'd ever heard of the Thunderstruck Challenge. Have you heard of that?
No.
So you know the song Thunderstruck?
AC/DC.
Right.
Yeah.
They say thunder a lot in that song.
Yes,
right?
they do.
Every time they say thunder, you do a burpee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's a little intense of a workout.
Yeah. Okay.
We got a early call from Mark here. You want?
Mark's up early this morning.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, let's
All
go
right.
to the phones.
Okay,
608-879-8255 is our number. Good morning, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I didn't spend much time watching Trump's inauguration and all these little ceremonies around it, but I did happen to catch this little thing where I think I was watching a clip of Rachel Maddow talking, but there was one little clip in there, Trump dancing around with a sword.
No, I did not see
Yeah,
that.
I did see that.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
What was that about?
Well, apparently he was at he was going to cut a cake or something like that, and all of a sudden I see Trump all I saw of this is Trump waving his sword around,
Yes.
flashing it around, and this poor woman standing behind, right next to him, and another service person standing there, and she's just standing there, just perfectly still, stone-faced, and here's Trump flashing this sword around, admiring, I don't know what he was admiring about the whole thing, but just flashing it around. Wow. I'm just thinking, thank God he didn't hit anybody with that thing, but more's the pity he didn't decapitate himself while he was doing this. You know, like you've seen in some of those cartoons where the cartoon character does that. I mean, it's just how dangerous that is. I mean, even children know you're not supposed to play with knives.
Yeah, don't give him any sharp objects. Yeah.
It just is that, I don't know. I mean, it just the infantileness of Donald Trump is just on show constantly.
It's
stunning.
It's where he is so confident in everything that he does because everybody's kissing his ass.
Yeah.
That he just he's over the top now, swinging swords around him.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Well, I'm looking up the video.
Thanks,
here.
guys.
Thank you, Mark.
I appreciate the tip on that.
Yeah, thanks for that call.
Wow, and of course, we have another picture that was sent to us, texted to us, which we could show everybody. But Doug texted this little kid with rocks taped to his
duct tape to his biceps. Yeah. Says what it
means to be a man.
To be a man. Yeah.
It's so embarrassing. It really is. All this stuff. I see him with the sword. Oh my God!
He's kind of waving it around a little bit.
He's doing his jack dance with the sword. All right, got it. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, all the parties are over, and he can get down to business of signing all those presidential orders. He's got stacks and stacks of them on his desk.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got one of those stories coming up. I want to kind of touch on the story we had yesterday. We didn't have time to play this, but this is a perfect example of how horrible the press is, covering all of this. Just terrible, just outrageous. This is CNN. This is Cut 105. This is CNN. Two hosts trying to talk about Elon Musk's Heil Hitler. All right.
Okay.
Or the Roman salute, I believe they call it.
Okay.
So let's check out how they covered it. This is ridiculous.
I just want to look at that salute that he gave again. Just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear the. All right. So we just showed that. We just showed that
Right. It's worth salute. It was quick.
Showed what?
I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that, but it certainly was. It's not something that you typically see at American political rallies.
You can say it
that way.
No, it was not something that you usually would see. And it was quick, as you point out. It was very quick, but it was in a moment of intensity for him as he came out dancing, and then he did that. He is a hero here.
Unbelievable. So they couldn't actually say that.
They couldn't say the words Nazi salute.
Right, or at least the Roman salute.
Roman salute.
That's the soft way of saying it.
Okay. I've never heard Roman salute.
Yeah.
I guess that's a way of making it cushy and not making it sound as bad as it actually is. It's not just a wave. Like I've seen a number of people posting pictures of Democratic
people
politicians.
just waving.
Yeah, waving with their right hand like that. Elon Musk put his right arm across his chest and then he put it up and to the right.
Right.
In a Nazi salute.
He pumped his arm up into the air.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did it twice.
Yeah.
He did it to one side of the crowd, and then he did it to the other side of the crowd, and everybody cheered. And I think, that's how it all starts.
Yeah.
With something like that. Whew. But they can't talk about it. The news is so light on all this stuff, and if we just call them out on it, maybe this could change, but they're never going to call them out on it, ever. Now, let's talk about the Village People song, YMCA. Okay, you ready with this one?
Okay.
101. And believe it or not, even though the Trump campaign had licensed the use of YMCA, it's not the original. It's not the original Village People.
It's
giving them the right. Let's check this out.
What?
Listen.
I'm making this video because a lot of people have texted me saying, is Village People performing at Trump's rally? A Village People is performing at Trump's rally, but this group has nothing to do with the group that I was a part of. The Village People that were around for 40 years had a strong, loyal gay following. There was a lawsuit about 4 years ago. They took away the name Village People from our band, the band that had been around forever. A lot of the originals still in the band. And they gave it to an ex-member who was fired a couple of years in, and he started a new group. And that is the Village People that performs. Our Village People would never, ever perform at a Trump rally. We would never give him the rights to use those songs. And we would never slap the face of the strong, especially gay audience that made us who we are today. So that is not us. I know they're using our picture in some of the press because that's just lazy journalism. You can find a picture of them online. So I've written to those people and said, please take our picture down. I don't want my face. None of us do associated at all with that band that's performing with Trump. So hope that clears it up. You can do a deep dive into this new Village People and their lead singer, and I'm not going to say anything, but
wow. Okay.
You don't have to say anything. And so it's a story that I think should be told.
Yes.
But this is huge.
Now, I don't know who that gentleman is.
That's one of the members.
One of the original.
Members. Yeah.
They should capitalize on this and put out a new song or something.
Yeah.
They should jump on
Great
this.
idea.
Yeah. Take this and run with it. Put out a new album. Get on top of it. Market
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
And do something about it.
Seeing them
Get back at them with a
75-year-old
song.
guys doing another version of YMCA or
they need
or
a
Boys Club or
something
like
different. Yeah. Okay.
Boy Scouts. All right, here we go. Another one. This has to do with Mom Nature. I think this is fantastic. This is a message from God. It is.
Really?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Despite Speaker Mike Johnson's orders to raise flags to full staff on Inauguration Day, employees had trouble raising the flags.
What?
Due to frozen cords. Poetic justice.
That's Jimmy Carter getting back at him.
Yeah, and this was posted by Joyce Aileen, who is an attorney, and she wrote, Mother Nature weighs in on the inauguration. Isn't it just great? And that's why, they were still at half staff. Okay, let's get into something about making government smaller. Wait a minute here. I'm scratching my head. I'm confused. Now Trump wants to start something called the External Revenue Service. I have to laugh. This whole disaster of tariffs, when this comes crashing down, there's going to be a lot of egg on a lot of people's faces, a lot of stupid looks. obviously prices are going to go up. This is going to be a disaster for this country. There'll be trade wars all over the damn place. Companies will be going out of business because of the price of whatever item they imported into the country. Yeah. They can't buy anymore. This is outrageously ridiculous, and now we're actually going to create. These small government guys are going to create another branch of government.
So we have the internal revenue service.
Yes, we do.
But we need the external revenue service, right?
We got to have that.
Why?
It's like no one else managed the current tariffs that we do manage. I mean, we still have tariffs.
Okay.
But why can't they run this? I don't know. Now we've got an external revenue service. Let's listen to cut 100 here, and this is a little explanation, I guess.
Okay.
I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before.
What a genius.
To restore competence and effectiveness to our federal government.
Okay, the External Revenue Service.
Yeah, all that money. And all that money will be channeled into the general fund that will help fund the tax cuts for the wealthy and corporate. Okay, I'm serious. They have said point blank, this is why they're doing it. Okay, because it won't have any effect on our purchasing power at all. Okay, all right, let's get into something that might. 3 minutes. Okay. The starting gun.
3-minute warning.
Okay. All right. Instagram, Facebook users say after the inauguration, their accounts automatically started following Trump.
Yes.
J.D. Vance and Melania, of all people, she's got so much to say. It's possible that some Facebook users were already following those accounts. No. While President Joe Biden was in office and did not follow up then, and then all of a sudden noticed that they still were tapped into the accounts of the president, but that has changed to the Trump administration. So now they're following Trump. That's not true. That isn't what happened. But a number of users who have taken to Reddit to complain about the new unwanted follows claim that they have never elected to follow these official White House pages before. Others noted that some of the pages they're following, like one from Vance, J.D. Vance, appeared to have been created in early January of 2025. It's not some legacy thing. Reddit users also noted on Tuesday that when they searched for hashtags like hashtag Democrats, hashtag Bernie Sanders, and hashtag Joe Biden on Instagram, they received a pop-up message saying the results have been hidden due to sensitive content, while searches for hashtag Donald Trump and hashtag Republicans did not trigger a similar flag.
It's happening on TikTok as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, with those tags. If you search for them.
And Yahoo News corroborated these results. They asked, and they got a response from Meta. And as of Tuesday afternoon, though, the Democratic Party-related terms were no longer hidden on Meta. But they're still hidden on X.
As of last night, or on TikTok, I saw a screenshot as of last
TikTok?
night.
Yeah.
They were still hidden, yeah.
Oh, gee, how could that happen?
Well, I think there's a deal that Trump worked out with TikTok owners, ByteDance, and I think, they're all now on board with the Trump thing.
Sure.
The Trump train.
Why not?
This is it.
Jump on the Trump train.
We're done. And then, of course, he's got all these AI executives visiting him.
Yeah.
Why don't we just call it quits? This is it.
As a country?
I mean, we could just say that's it.
That's all,
we're going to stop covering anything because we know this is a dictatorship and we have no choice anymore.
On that happy note, it is 6:49. We're back with more of John and Gordy in the morning. Once again, that keyword is State Fair if you want to get in on the Boys to Men tickets.
Just be your man, put your pride on the shelf.
WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning. We had a quick review of Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting list of stories. Makes you almost want to give up. But don't do that. We have Julian coming up with a little help on the pronunciation of a group, a rap group.
Really?
Yeah.
We have Julian standing by with that?
We actually do. Yes, we do. This is an interesting story. This was a rapper that said something at the inauguration, and I thought we'd cover it. But first, of course, we should always know how to say the names of these people.
Okay.
Spanish community rapper, Anuel
What?
Just let Julian take
All right.
over.
Yeah,
the
let's
lead.
try it here. Let's do it.
Rapper, name pronunciation from Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican, in Spanish, Anuel, Anuel in Spanish, or in English, it's usually pronounced as Anuel, AA. Here are more videos on how to pronounce more confusing words and names too many mispronounced. Like this video if you found it useful. I appreciate your support.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, okay.
it's a fantastic stuff, isn't it?
Unwell?
You don't pronounce a name differently in one language versus another.
Julian does.
But Julian, he helps us.
He does.
It's an amazing thing to hear a French guy telling us how to speak Spanish in English, okay? What the hell?
Well,
All
that's
right.
his thing.
All right, now here's the speech from Anuel All right.
Okay.
And wait till the Spanish community finds out what Trump has planned for them. Go ahead. Let's listen to this. Cut 108.
A lot of people went against us once we spoke for Trump, on Trump's behalf. And I'm so happy now that they saw the results and that everybody ignored a lot of attacks that Trump was receiving. Everybody was trying to dirty his image.
Oh, yeah.
And
So we tried it.
all that was in vain. I want to thank my Spanish community. We stood tall, we stood together. Now we have the strongest president of all time taking care of us. I know this 4 years is going to be one hell of a run. I know he's going to do a lot of great things for the whole Spanish community, especially we're going to make America great again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Spanish community is just going to be a big surprise later on, you guys. So, yeah.
Unwell.
Remember Anuel Okay.
They just taken down the White House webpage in Spanish, haven't they?
I don't know, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
would- I would
They
assume
eliminated
did.
it,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yes.
Yes,
So
I
they
heard
had a
that.
Spanish version of the White House website.
That was that's the first,
and it's just been
red
taken
flag.
down.
It's
Okay. All right.
done.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get into the AI billionaires. Okay. We've seen billionaires line up to kiss the ring of Trump. Social media changed their policies that bent to the will of Trump. And now the CEOs of AI corporate giants are being organized under the Trump administration's framework. And they're going to have huge data centers. Let's listen to this cut.
Which cut we got?
Can you tell
110?
me what we're looking for?
110?
110. Got it.
It'd be nice if you put it on the sheet for me.
I know.
It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology, it's sort of CEO of everything. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi's son, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman.
Reads a
That's
lot.
great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of
It is a
talent
massive group of
and money.
And
Announcing
money. Oh,
the
yes,
formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very, very quickly moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built. And this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures.
Yeah. And what kind of data centers are they going to be? I mean, are they
I don't know.
Accumulate information from us through Meta, through TikTok?
I don't know.
All right. Well, there's a lot of questions to be asked about these gigantic, huge data centers they're going to build using AI.
Yeah.
And AI can certainly focus on every little word that is said out there on the internet or television or any place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of investments going on.
Yeah. Of course, money.
Yeah.
Money
certainly
talks. It certainly does talk to this administration. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up in a little while, we will have Mike McCabe joining us. A Substack article he wrote about AI, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about, he says it's easy as a piece of cake or something, right?
Something like that.
He'll explain it better than I did.
Yeah.
This portion of the John and Gordy Morning Show is brought to you by Verlo Mattress. Sleep better and dream bigger on a handcrafted Verlo mattress. Check them out on Madison's east side or west side or go to verlo.com. 6:58, coming back with more our big stories.
The big story is Silk Road. Got a pardon.
As we were saying, it's the John and Gordy Show.
John and Gordy in the morning.
As we were saying,
Let the sun shine.
it's the John and Gordy Show.
place to go.
Good morning.
For now, until we're pulled off the air, simply because the data centers have been put in place, and AI is telling Trump that we shouldn't be on the air. Right? That's what it's all about. We got a whole bunch of texts on the data centers. One here from Pete in Winneconne to put a pin in Trump's AI data center claims. These data centers have been on the drawing board for quite a while now. I've heard discussions about these for at least a year. Biden infrastructure, this is from Pete also, Infrastructure Improvement Act was the reason given for the money being pumped into building these systems necessary to supply these data centers. So it looks like Trump is taking credit for the
Biden,
Infrastructure Improvement Act
that Biden put in place.
Exactly.
Well, what a surprise that is! I'm shocked.
I can't believe he did that. He did that accidentally, I think. And Mark on Prairie du Sac says, "Are we going to see the surveillance state here like they have in China, where they watch citizens all the time?" And the answer is yes.
Yes, we're going to see that. Okay. It's a cold start this morning, but not as cold as we've had the last couple of days. 7 degrees. We're going to see a high near 24, a little bit of very light snow. And we are just about to wrap up the contest for Boys to Men tickets for this morning. You still have a few more minutes to get in on that. State Fair is the key word. You can text us on the Civic Media app, State Fair. Okay?
All right. Sounds good. We're going to get to the Silk Road deal, the pardon that Trump put in place. Amazing. This guy talks tough all the time, but, doesn't quite act that way. Let's go to the phones first.
Yes.
We've got Dick on the line. What do you got for us, Dick?
Good morning.
A quick question and then an observation. Question is, do you think if Charles Manson was still alive that he would pardon him? And then
yes.
Probably.
Yes, okay. But is it just me? I don't watch him closely. I try not to, but what I do see of him lately, doesn't he look for someone who won just haggard and beat down?
Yeah.
I mean, he's so monotone.
Yeah.
He looks like he's on some type of downer yesterday when he was answering questions from the press. And to me, he just looks awful.
I think he doesn't think he has to try harder anymore. I think he just, can casually say anything he wants.
He looks spent from the whole thing that he went through at his age. And he needs some serious rest.
Well, Gordy was talking about that off the air.
Yeah, we were
just a few moments ago.
We were talking about how he had some big party the night before the inauguration.
Yeah, rally of some sort.
Big rally, and then he had all day with the inauguration, and then all night with the balls.
How does he do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
hard to.
Could be.
Wonder how.
Could be some kind of stimulating
medication
that
perhaps,
he takes.
But, yeah,
well, it's just
he does look.
We're just
we're
spitballing it. That's all. We're not accusing him of
workshopping.
anything.
No.
Please, if you're surveilling us right now,
right?
All right, Dick. Thanks for that call. Let's get to the pardon. The big pardon. This is the big story for me, anyway. I want to throw in this before we get to the big pardon. My son, my older son, he's into this stuff. He's 26 now, but about the AI centers, the data centers, and these big CEOs making a big deal about this. AI is just something that's been going on for the last 15 years. And he is so angry about how people are blowing the AI idea out of proportion.
Your son is angry.
Yeah, he's angry about it. He says, come on, this AI thing is just what's going on computers. That's it. This isn't something new or spectacular or different. It's just been going on. So don't make a big deal about it. This sounds so ridiculous. Anyway, that's his opinion. Okay. I'm still thinking, no, it's a big deal.
It's coming into its.
I got to tell him the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten bigger somehow. The story's gotten bigger because everybody's jumping on it.
Yeah,
everyone knows about it now. It's been in the works for quite a while, but everyone knows about it and everyone is able to use it now.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of hyperventilating over the robots using AI faces, which we wanted on this program desperately. Right. We wanted everybody to feel real and comfortable watching us.
Oh, well. Maybe,
Right, Sam?
maybe we'll still get that when we get the new studio.
Sam
Yeah.
is totally against AI.
Right.
All
My
right,
head is in my hands.
I know. This is a big story. Ross Ulbricht was serving a life sentence for creating a site in a shady corner of the internet. One of those shady tubes. To sell heroin, cocaine, and other illicit substances. A lifetime sentence. In court, prosecutors claimed that Mr. Ulbricht had also solicited the murders of people whom he considered threats, but acknowledged there was no evidence that the killings actually took place. We don't know. Trump said, the scum that worked to convict the guy who brought us Silk Road, the drug-dealing marketplace, was convicted by the same lunatics who were involved in the modern-day weaponization of government against me. So he pardoned the guy who created Silk Road, the drug marketplace online. Just pardoned him. He had 2 life sentences. Okay?
2 life sentences.
I believe it's 2 life sentences. So pardoned. This guy's out there again, and he's going to be out there on the internet, I would assume, fairly soon. This is Trump who wants the death penalty for drug dealers, just like they have in China. Right?
Okay, right.
Now, he pardoned the guy who started the drug marketplace online. What
Seems
the hell?
counterintuitive to me.
It sounds a little...
How much you want to bet that Donald Trump was in some way, shape, or form using his business, and then he was mad when it went away?
Or maybe Don Jr.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. The media really has to kind of focus on. I didn't know about this story until I was watching Chris Hayes last night, and he brought it up because he was complaining that politicians, Democrats, when a pardon like this takes place, the Democrats are saying, well, what about the price of eggs? And Chris Hayes was going, really? You're going to bring up the price of eggs? If the Democrats had released some guy like this, do you think Fox News would be bringing up the price of eggs?
No.
Probably not. No. And he has a really good point.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to something about criticism of the media. This guy, Mr. Paul, was asked, anybody have any other suggestions for the media at a little conference? Now let's listen to cut 107. This is Mr. Paul. I don't know who this guy is, but he really came out swinging when asked.
Sydney,
what can you say?
Any relation to Mrs. Paul?
Well,
Or
Mrs. Paul,
the fish stick lady?
Yes, I think so. Okay, let's listen to this.
Show of hands. Show of hands. Does anyone disagree with Miss Williamson on her point about the process? Does anyone on the stage disagree with Miss Williamson about the process? Mr. Paul.
Our problem is we trusted you all. Your job was to inform the American people about what was going on in this country. But instead of informing the American people about what's going on in this country, you ask the same kind of gotcha questions that I am so sick and tired of hearing from journalists in this country. Joe Biden did a good job as president. He got good things done. And none of you ever said it because you wanted to ask, what's wrong with Joe Biden today? What's wrong with Joe Biden today? What's wrong with Joe Biden today? And because the media didn't inform the American people about what was going on, it became impossible for us to get any message out, and because we couldn't get any message out, nobody knew what we did, and that's why we lost the damn election. It is your people's fault, and I'm sick of it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Drop the mic.
Isn't it one of the great streets? I just read it. That says it all right there.
Right.
I was just so tired of hearing about his age. I mean, it's what, 3.5 year difference between Trump and Biden, or 4 years, something like that.
Yeah, no,
and it's just ridiculous that we focus so much attention on that, and it's a nonsense question. And just you're hiding that Biden isn't qualified anymore to be president. You're hiding it. Who did this? Who started the hiding? Who came up with the idea to hide this? All this ridiculous nonsense,
right?
That drove us crazy. Hey, it happened, okay? He stepped down. He put Kamala in his place. Stop it. My God, and then we never heard anything about what Biden had done. It just, the focus had changed. And who controlled it, of course? The Republicans controlled that. The MAGAs controlled that. Trump controlled it. the media reacts to whatever Trump and the megas do.
Yeah.
Because they're so outrageous and we respond to it immediately. We dance to their tune.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Grabs the spotlight
And
takes
we are
takes it and runs with it. Yeah.
We are the dupes here on the show for presenting most of what the administration does.
Wow, boy.
Why am I doing this? Oh.
Coming up, we're going to talk about the story of Josh Kaul and Governor Evers jumping on the bandwagon with 22 states.
Yeah, why don't we do that now? Can we
Well,
do
I
that?
think
Do
we got a
have
little time. It's the 14th Amendment. They're objecting
birthright citizenship.
Yeah, and there's 22 states that have now announced that they're going. They've got this coalition challenging the unconstitutional executive orders issued by Trump that he attempts to end citizenship for certain kids born in America. Those born, have a birthright. According to the Constitution, if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen.
Yes.
That's been in place for a long time.
And to make it seem like you can just have an executive order and do away with it is insanity.
Well,
right?
and that's why these 22 states,
including Wisconsin,
and they've put together this coalition, and I think there'll probably be a few more states joining on.
I would assume there's other groups too. The ACLU is suing, and they might join in that. One of the interesting things about this is, and I heard this commentary, and that is that they put something out there like this to keep Democrats busy.
Oh, really?
To get the legal people out, supporting this and objecting to this. To distract them from what's going to happen in the administration.
Right. Yeah. Well, according to this, here's a quote from Josh Kaul, Attorney General. The Constitution, federal law, Supreme Court precedent all make clear that children who would be impacted by this executive order are U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
There's a lot more on that story coming out.
All right.
19 past the hour. We're back with more of John and Gordy in the morning. We're about 10, 15 minutes away from Mike McCabe joining us.
Cut 106 is a long one.
Yep.
So
it is a long one.
And
throw
then,
in a Verlo here somewhere.
all right, and then we'll get to, I hope, just a short comment.
I doubt it.
What? You doubt it?
We never seem to have enough time.
We're
right?
talking with Brittany here too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hi, Brittany.
Yeah, we've been doing this for how long, and you still don't remember?
I thought Brittany was off today. She's not. Tomorrow she's off.
yeah.
There you go. I'm getting my days confused. Dazed and confused. Dazed and confused. It sounds like a song.
Yeah,
What,
Led Zeppelin.
What song is Mark referencing here on the text line?
Mark.
By the way, we have a winner. For
Oh, here. Let me go.
tickets today.
Let me go down here. Oh my God! Look at this.
We're
got
way
others.
behind?
Yeah.
It's something from Rush's album 2112.
State Fair. Kelly.
Oh my God! We got so many texts here.
Right, there's Rush. Will Trump soon be like the system in Russia's 2112? Trump's taking care of everything.
The system.
The words we hear, the songs we sing, the pictures that give pleasure to our eyes. Oh, what a nice, contented world. Trump's banner.
Hey, rip hugs we can walk.
Okay,
and chew gum at the same
I'm
time.
not a Rush fan, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's
Brittany, do you know Rush?
No.
The band. Okay.
10 seconds.
Good for you.
What's wrong with Rush?
Yeah, not a fan. It's 7:21. This portion of the John and Gordy Morning Show is brought to you by our friends at Verlo Mattress. sleep better, dream bigger on a handcrafted Verlo mattress, go to one of their stores on the east side or the west side. Check them out in person or just go to Verlo.com. Be sure to ask about their lifetime guarantee on their mattresses.
Let's get to a whole bunch of text about the topics we're talking about this morning. But first, let's go and find out more about the weather.
Yes.
Because this is ridiculous. The polar vortex is killing us.
Yes.
We have Brittany on the line right now.
Good morning, Brittany.
Merlot, what do you have to say about all of this?
Yes.
It's warm today. It's nice, balmy 7 degrees or something like that.
Right?
I'm not happy.
Well said, well said. I was going to say, we're on the other side of the 0, so I'm kind of excited about it with this nice little warm up.
Okay. We'll go
How are you
with
guys
that.
feeling over there? Is it slightly snowing still?
Yes.
Yes.
We've got a little bit of light snow, a little bit of dusting, just of a kind of a coating on
kinda
the,
cool,
on the
actually.
streets right
Yeah.
now. Might be a little slippery out
You know,
there.
it's like in those cartoons where you see cars driving down the street and animated, and the snow is kind of puffing up around the snow tires and behind the car, and it's kind of just it's neat, you know.
Yeah,
It's,
that's my kind of snow. That's the Northwoods
That's how I see life,
light,
a cartoon.
fluffy snow. Isn't
Yeah.
it beautiful?
It
Yes.
is. It is really neat.
Do you have snow this morning in Warsaw?
Yes, we do. We got some of ours overnight. It's kind of stopping now, and we're looking at some more scattered snow showers throughout the day today, but nothing major. I mean, actually, it's backwards. You're looking at possibly getting an inch total throughout the day, and I'm looking at a trace to a half an inch.
Wow.
And then, did you hear about Florida?
No, yeah. Well,
Well,
no.
I heard about New Orleans.
Well, you're going down to
And New
Florida as
Orleans.
well.
Yeah, you're
So-
going to Florida.
I am
we saw
just a
snow
day too
on-
late.
Yeah, we saw snow in New Orleans, and that's just an amazing sight, actually.
Did you see
They
the
had a lot
snowball
of snow
fight that
down
they
there.
had on
Yeah.
Bourbon Street?
Yep.
Oh, how fun! No, they
So what
got
happened in Florida? What's going on
hooked
there?
on. I mean,
Yeah.
they got 8 inches of snowfall throughout.
Oh my
Florida.
God! Really? I did not hear that. Well,
Yes. Breaking
written
state
off
records.
Florida anyway, so
So here we are with an inch, and they're getting
Yeah.
dumped on with over half a foot. So
I wonder how
crazy
my-
stuff, but hey, warmer temperatures, we'll take it.
My crazy uncle who moved to Florida from Wisconsin packed up his whole family and decided to move there. I wonder how he's dealing with the 8
Yeah.
inches of snow.
Oh, you got to reach out to him. I want to know.
and what about
Yeah.
the orange groves? How does
Yeah.
that affect them?
Well, that's a
gotta
good
be-
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, those temperatures too. Yeah, below freezing. They're flirting with the freezing mark for highs today. They're not going to get above until I think tomorrow afternoon. So then some of that melting and refreezing overnights. A lot of
Yeah.
icy conditions for them. So
The buds on the
crazy, not
trees
good
are
for
going to
the
be affected
plants.
by that. Yep.
So what are we looking at the next few days?
Well, some nicer temperatures today. Still breezy, unfortunately. Winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. So we're still feeling sub-zero right now. But throughout the afternoon, we'll warm up to highs of about 20. And of course, staying cloudy with light snow possible on and off today. Tomorrow, the sun comes back out. It'll be bright and beautiful through Friday. Highs do get a little bit cooler tomorrow into the mid-teens, and then we'll be in the low 20s for Friday before a nice warm weekend. More clouds on Saturday, but we will be above freezing into the mid-30s. And then Sunday, beautiful and sunny into the mid-20s.
Okay. So now, are you going to be in Florida tomorrow? Is that what I
Yeah,
hear?
yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm excited. Even though it's still cooler, when I get there, it's going to be in the 50s, which they'll probably still be in some advisories of cold weather. But by the time I leave, it'll be mid-70s.
Oh, nice. Okay. Throw that in our face.
Yeah.
I needed a break after this cold snap. It was
I
perfect
get it.
planning,
Oh,
and I
it's
didn't
fine.
even
Well,
mean
you
to.
deserve the break.
You
not
deserve
us.
a
You know,
break.
we're sitting here suffering, and you're going to take off. All right, that's fine.
Well, send us a postcard or something. I don't know.
I'll bring a
Yeah.
warm up with me when I come back. How's
Okay.
that?
All right. Yeah, that's
All right.
great.
You
That
back
would be
Monday or
nice.
Tuesday? Which?
I'll be back Tuesday.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Very
Tell us
good.
about your trip.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll keep posted on your Facebook site. I know you have a few pictures there.
Yeah.
We'll do.
All right. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot.
That's
Okay.
Brittany Merlot, our civic media meteorologist.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's get to some of these texts that we have here.
Okay.
We're talking about the Village People. The original members saying that the group that's out there now is not the original group, and they've given away the store, basically.
Yeah,
Given
they're-
up everything that the Village People once stood for.
Yeah, they were-
representing the gay community.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we have Mark who said maybe the Village People could rewrite the lyrics, starting with "Old Man."
Oh man.
All right. And
Okay.
then we have what have we got here?
we've got a text on AI. Lynn in Golden Valley has a degree in computer science that she got in the 80s, 1984. She
Yeah.
had a minor in AI. That's some 40 years ago.
In the 80s?
Yeah, I guess so.
No kidding. Well, they've been developing it a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Oh, we want to send our congratulations out to Kelly in Madison. She won the Boys to Men tickets for today. We'll have another pair to give away tomorrow and also Friday. All right? We're coming to the State Fair in August. Yes. And we're getting some more texts in.
Mark, your references to songs baffle us sometimes. Rush's, 2112.
Yeah. Trump will soon be like the system in Russia's 2112. Trump taking care of everything. The words we hear, the songs we sing, the pictures that give pleasure to our eyes. Okay.
Yeah, that Spanish rapper that we heard from, he thanked Trump for taking care of them. This is the rugged, independent individual, right?
Right.
Well, we want somebody to take care of us. Boy, if a Democrat had said that, wow, we'd never hear the end of it, right? Hey, Repugs, we can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Okay.
I
Not
agree.
sure what that's
I think
referencing.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
They can't, but we can. All right, that's the big story there.
Okay. Good to know.
How about let me see.
We got a minute here.
Almost no time at all, right? I've got a story about snacks. I think,
Snacks.
Can I get that?
Make it quick.
Snacks.
Quick snack.
Snacks are good for you?
No, I got this out of ARP. It says here, the easing of marijuana laws is having a health impact. Little discuss expanded waistlines from pot-related cravings.
Okay.
Using Nielsen IQ consumer data, researchers found states that decriminalized cannabis saw spending rise on snack foods.
Well, that's not a surprise, is it?
13%. Cookies, 17%, and
cookies.
candy, 8.5%. So there you go. There is some economic news for you.
Connections there. Okay. It is coming up on 29 past. When we return, Mike McCabe will be with us. We're going to be talking about AI. It's a piece of cake, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. Recipes.
Stay with us.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
John and Gordy in the morning.
As we were saying,
Let the sun shine.
it's the John and Gordy Show.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Mouthwash Cola Soda Pop. The all-new soda pop that cleans your breath while it rots your teeth.
92.7 WMDX. Wow. It's been a busy show today.
It has, yes.
I'm exhausted already.
And now we welcome Mike McCabe into the studio, as we do every Wednesday. Good to see you, Mike.
Good morning.
Could you take over for us? I'm just...
Yeah, we'd like to take the rest of the show off.
Yeah.
Just take it from here. So, how you been? What's new? How's it going?
There's
a lot more to talk about than that.
I know.
I'm good, but
just getting warmed up here.
I'm good, but I'm feeling a little cooped up, and you know, and
I know we're all sitting indoors.
Cabin fever has set in big time.
I know.
There it is. First time I've heard the reference to cabin fever. Thank you. You have an interesting article in Substack about AI, and a person kind of getting an idea for their novel through AI. My wife is a writer, fiction writer, and she just detests AI, and she has seen what has happened to the number of books that are being submitted and printed on Amazon that are written through AI, and it's just outrageous. Now, your reference is that author is using AI to come up with an idea for a novel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And in using that kind of introduces you to maybe being a little lazier, I think, and then maybe relying on that AI a little bit more and more and more. And it's a slow process where we finally, end up reading books written by authors who have come up with an idea and used AI to write their manuscript.
Yeah, I write about an author who decided to use AI just to brainstorm book ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But she was doing this because she also became aware of an author who actually used AI to write a novel.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And not like a novel that he would like steal from somebody else, like, hey, write me a James Patterson novel or write me a Stephen King novel.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wanted to write a novel in his own voice,
Mm-hmm.
but he was using AI as the tool to do it. And so this other author wasn't quite ready to go there, but was willing to use AI to generate story ideas or book ideas. And I heard you talking before about your son, who feels like, all the falderall about AI is overblown, and that, hey, it's been around with us for 15 years. And I think he's right and he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good. I've told him he was wrong, so let's pile on. Come on.
I think he's right in the sense that AI has been with us for a good long time.
Yes.
And it's sort of creeping into more and more dimensions of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of a slippery slope. Once it gets embedded in a certain thing like search engines and all this kind of stuff.
Or robots.
Yeah. Then it starts to creep into other areas, and pretty soon, it has the capacity to supplant human creativity and get people writing novels using AI bots instead of actually using the imagination of the human mind. So he's right in that AI has been with us for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He said 15 years, maybe it's even longer than 15 years, but it's been a good long while. But I think he's wrong in the sense that we shouldn't be concerned about the application of AI.
Right.
We've talked about social media and the internet in general, how that was allowed to develop with no guardrails.
Right.
No societal guardrails whatsoever. It was just the Wild West. Use the internet however you choose to use the internet. And I think we're going down that same path with AI.
Uh-oh.
Where we haven't established any societal rules or guardrails.
Yeah.
There's no social conversation about what is the appropriate use of AI and what's inappropriate, where the lines should be drawn. We certainly haven't had a government that is up for any kind of discussion about AI and its use. And, I think that creates a situation where eventually people's jobs can be eliminated and people's creativity can be stunted, if not snuffed out.
Right.
And we're going to have a bunch of books written by bots and instead of by actual human beings. And
it's actually a new section at Amazon, books by bots.
And I think that's a mistake for our society.
Yeah.
We should be thinking out loud about what is the right way to use and interact with AI and what are wrong ways to allow this technology to influence our lives. And I would love to see AI used to do the menial and the the boring stuff that
it should be doing,
it could be doing for us and relieving us from those monotonous duties. But it should leave the creative and the magical to the human mind, the human imagination.
But that's not what's happening. There are a couple of really good applications of AI and what it can do. I just read something in the latest Art magazine where they're suggesting that you bring up on your phone AI, and when you're talking to the doctor, record it, and then have AI analyze your discussion with the doctor and have it analyze what really happened during that session, what it recommends, what the doctor was trying to tell you. It seems like a really nice application for AI at that point, doesn't it?
Yeah, and AI is already being put to use in the exploration of cures for cancer. And maybe AI will be able to speed up the process of curing
connecting dots,
some cancers.
Perhaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if that can be a tool that humans can use for that benefit, great. But I had this conversation with a 25-year-old on a flight from Charlotte to Orlando recently, and he's from Michigan, but for some reason was flying from Charlotte to Orlando as I was. And he was a huge fan of AI and sang its praises and was so excited about what the future will hold because of AI.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if you look at some photos, images that are generated by AI, AI seems to have some problems with the human hands, and a lot of the pictures will have either sort of deformed fingers or maybe 6 fingers on each hand. And there's some weird stuff. And then if you just use an AI bot for search purposes, AI's been known to hallucinate. Sort of, it scrapes the whole internet
it'll take
for information.
movie captions,
but if
there's
a gap, it'll try to fill it in. Sometimes it'll make up sources that it'll cite that are just totally made up sources. I've seen that, and then also it'll just manufacture facts, and sometimes it'll just be hallucinatory, and I mentioned that to him, and he said, that's so overblown, and that's ridiculous. Although I've seen it with my own eyes, I've done searches. I actually did a search related to my own book, my own novel, and found an AI told me that it was written by a woman in California.
Wow!
Well, wait a minute.
And proceeded to describe the plot in a reasonably accurate fashion. It didn't have it completely right, but it had the setting right for the story. And I thought, is there another book out there that it was written by this woman in California? And I looked her up, and she has not written a book called Miracles Along County Q.
Is she a writer?
And she is a writer, but it just decided to assign this book to her. And that was an example of AI hallucinating.
Yeah.
And he said, that's ridiculous. It's overblown. And he told me, if I could show you pictures that I've taken with my own phone and then say some AI pictures, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So just for fun, I posted on Facebook kind of a summary of our discussion on the flight, and I accompanied it with a photo of a woman out camping, and it was an AI generated image, and a woman with hiking boots and everything, and there was a tent that she had put up and a campfire inside the tent.
Wow.
Yeah. AI, when asked to generate an image of a woman with a campfire and a tent out camping, it put the fire inside the tent. And I thought, that's a little bit of a telltale sign that was an AI generated image. So yeah, we got to be willing to think out loud about what AI does for us, how it does it for us, and what is left for humans to do.
Talking with Mike McCabe, Substack blogger and author. So let's talk about AI and getting into actual news stories and politics, and the fact that it can generate these images that look completely real, of putting maybe a couple of politicians together that have never met, or a couple of, what are the dangers, and how can we prevent that kind of thing? It seems to me they ought to watermark something that's AI, but I don't know how.
Required.
Yeah, some sort of
a guardrail,
or something that says this image has been, altered by AI or is generated by AI.
That would be a wonderful example of something that should inspire guardrails to be erected. There should be rules and laws created that said these are safeguards to protect the public against false information being spread using AI. And that's not even being entertained. Nobody in the halls of power are thinking about it, because they're being paid. Their campaigns are being supported by people who want completely unfettered ability to use AI however they damn well please.
Trump mentioned that, he mentioned money in there, bringing these big CEOs in who are promoting AI data buildings. We had a discussion about this with Busted Pencil's Tim Slecker. And we were talking about AI, and its references could be wrong every once in a while. And one of the examples I saw at the time was that, you ask what Abraham Lincoln had said in the past, and it took a quote out of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter movie. So there are some problems with that.
There are.
And then we didn't talk about it. I think we're going to have a discussion on it, and that is to use AI, the cameras on your computers, for online learning. And that camera can scan you as you're doing their lessons, and it interprets your interest level, your abilities, your attention span. It does all of those things, and it helps the teacher on the other end analyze if they're making a mark on you, or able to at least get across the ideas, and then adjust the learning lessons to your capabilities and what it has noticed, or what it came up with using AI. So that might be a good application. I'm wondering actually whether we're going to have cameras on every desk in our schools doing the same exact thing, interpreting every student in the class and their interest level, and whether we're getting across anything to them, or if they're exceptional students that may need an AP class.
Speaking of cameras, in the television news business, there are some companies that own TV stations that are starting to experiment with doing away with news directors.
Yeah,
there are producers and directors in television news. The producers are writing the content and writing what goes on the teleprompter that the anchor ends up reading on the air. The director is controlling where the cameras are positioned and doing all the technical stuff and putting graphics up on the screen. And there are television station groups that are now experimenting with doing away with the directors, having the producers write the news.
That makes sense.
But have AI control everything else, put the graphics up on the screen, position the cameras, do all the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what happens the first time when they put some graphic up on the screen, or something up there that is horribly hallucinatory.
Exactly. Yeah.
We will be back with Mike McCabe in just a moment. Stay with us.
Come on. it out alive today. I said, hey, you poison the well, watch it all burn, take him straight to hell. He's got the whole world in his hands. It was nice to know you. We've all been there, come on.
Yeah, 92.7 WMDX. Talking AI, and we'll continue that discussion in just a moment.
This portion of the John and Gordy Morning Show brought to you by Verlo Mattress. Sleep better and dream bigger on a handcrafted Verlo mattress. You can check them out in person at their East Side location or West Side location in Madison, or go to verlo.com.
This Elon Musk's influence on Trump may have something to do with AI. Pete from Winneconne wrote this. I have a theory that Elon threw so much money behind Trump because of AI. The Democrats at this point should at least try to put privacy protections in place to limit the use of all our personal information. And those would be those guardrails that we've talked about so much here in the program. Right?
That would be one of the guardrails.
Yeah.
There should be several, but that would be an important one. Yep.
Yeah. You brought up in your article, by the way, paint by number. It brought back a whole flood of times where I was painting by number. Did you ever do that?
Paint by number?
Of course.
Paint by number?
Yeah. Of course. That's the only way I could paint.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I went to art school,
but those who can should.
Yeah. Well, that was AI back then, you know.
For me, the written word comes more easily, and painting was always a chore. But hey.
But there's something about paint by number now. But I kind of I was walking through the retirement home, and they had puzzles up on the walls, and made it so the puzzles didn't fall apart, on the walls. And they also had a paint by number, a couple of pictures of paint by number, and I was nostalgic for them. I actually had I felt warm and fuzzy looking at one of those things, It's most of the nostalgia. It's not an admiration of art.
Right.
Okay. So maybe you mentioned something about reading too much into acquiring knowledge, or at least that's my interpretation of what I was reading in your Substack article, that we put so much importance on acquiring knowledge and our ability to absorb what we read and absorb all day long, that AI is like a shortcut. The ability to kind of scope it down and give you more information, and it could help society. We may not actually consider AI important in our lives. We might not put it up there as a god, and we might just use it automatically and use it whimsically, not even really care too much about it. Use it when we need it. Reject a lot of what we do read from AI. It may not be as important as we're kind of making it out to be now because it's such a hot topic, right?
Well,
is that possible?
As far AI, it has accelerated our ability to gather and acquire knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
You can get an answer for something instantly. You can just pick up your phone and just ask about some topic, and you'll get the answer. You'll get the information really quickly. So we've got access. We've got information at our fingertips in a way that we've never had it before. But there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom, and you can have knowledge that maybe you shouldn't use in certain ways. And that's wisdom.
Yeah.
When you're making a choice about what to do with a piece of knowledge, that's wisdom. And I think the concern is that we gather knowledge so quickly now. We have answers at our fingertips, and then we sort of impulsively put it to use.
Yeah.
Sometimes in embarrassing ways, sometimes in really damaging or despicable ways. And I think our capacity, our technological capacity to get answers is fast surpassing our capacity to develop wisdom. And ultimately, humanity depends on both the development and application of wisdom.
Right.
You can know something and also understand that you really should not do certain things with that knowledge. that's wisdom, and I think we're at a point, and I mentioned what Einstein said was our technology is surpassing our humanity, and in his time he had that fear that our technological prowess was getting ahead of our humanity, and I think there's the real danger with AI.
It's like we're on fast forward all the time.
We're on
like
fast.
and we want instant answers.
Yep.
And
that's right.
I worry about the military with AI getting involved with making decisions about nuclear conflicts and things like that, or any kind of conflicts.
Think about any decision, whether it's to push a button and launch a missile, or whether it's to hire or fire somebody in a workplace, or sometimes you just have to take a few moments to gather your thoughts and ponder it for a bit, and roll the ideas around in your head for a while before you make the decision. But we're pushing the fast forward button constantly. We want the answers faster, and then we want to get to the next topic, and that's where there could be the death of wisdom.
Boy, absolutely.
Well, Mike, we are about out of time. I want to mention that Mike McCabe will be at Arcadia Bookstore in Spring Green on Saturday, February 1st at 2 o'clock. It's a great place, Spring Green.
Great place, and I actually wrote that book.
You did?
No AI bot was used to write that book.
Miracles on County Q, Long County Q.
It came from my own imagination.
That's miracle. Good to know. It's a great book, too. All right, Mike, thanks. We'll see you next Wednesday.
All right.
And tomorrow we will welcome in Dr. Tim Slecker from Busted Pencils. Also, more Boys to Men tickets.
Wow, can't wait.
John, have a great day.
Gord, I was going to say the same thing to you, but I thought maybe not.
I was going to say that to Sam, but then I had
I was
second
going to
thoughts.
say that to you, John.
Okay.
Well,
Let's
Sam
get
didn't
out
look
of
like
here.
he was interested.
Stephanie Miller's
That's
next.
why I